Hello Airsoft friends and welcome... Oh, no, wait, that's wrong. Yeah, hold on, let's go again. Hello Airsoft friends and welcome to this video today, where today we're going to be talking about something which I think potentially will get on everybody's gears, or grind your gears, get on your nerves. That's the one, get on your nerves, grind your gears when you're playing Airsoft. And that is friendly fire, because friendly fire is quite frustrating. There are some situations where friendly fire can be even more frustrating than usually it would be in those similar kind of situations, depending on who you are, what you're doing and where you are. I can think of like many occasions where I've been being a sneaky sniper, and it's taken me quite a while to sneakily sneak, I suppose, to get to the position that I want to get to, only to then start getting set up, start pointing my rifle at the enemy, and then my teammate sends like a burst through into the bush, which I'm hiding in, and then they take me out. And that is very sad. I mean, there was even one occasion I remember where I was playing at a site, and say like this was like the main bit here. I was sneaking up to go over to here. My team were here looking that way. The enemies were here coming this way. And then I snuck up the side here. And then there was all bushes and trees and stuff kind of in front of me here. Where the enemy was. So I was safe from the enemy. And there was just a big old open bit behind me, so my team would be able to see me. And I come out of my bush and just start walking along in the open behind cover. And then my team starts shooting at me. And I'm just like, why are you doing that? Now, granted, you know, when you're wearing a ghillie suit and you've got your, like, team band on your ankle, it can be difficult for teammates to identify you. Being able to see the band is, you know, a fantastic way for people to know who you are, what you're doing, your intentions, where you're going to be going, and if you're going to be shooting at them or not. However, did you know that you can identify if someone is on your team or not just by looking at them? Yeah, you can do that. And this is a skill which I kind of, you know, I don't know. I don't really feel like I learned this skill, because it was just something which I decided to start doing. And that was, if I couldn't see what band somebody had on their arm or on their leg or something like that, then I would just observe them and, you know, think to myself, do I think that they're a good person or a bad person? Because the easiest way to tell is if somebody is in the field and they're not looking at you and their gun is not pointed at you, then there's a very good chance that they are a friendly, indeed that they're not going to be shooting at you. Because in order to shoot someone, your gun needs to be shooting at them, and if your gun isn't shooting at them or looking at them or pointing at them, then there's a good chance that they're friendly, unless you've managed to, I don't know, somehow sneak up and get somebody. You know, if you flank around, then they're probably not going to be pointing their guns at you, but you flunk around and then you can probably ID them and see what they're doing. But in that scenario, for example, if I was on my team, I would have looked at this sniper and been like, right, I can't see his band. What's he doing there? Why is he walking across in the open of all of us, where, you know, it's quite clear that this is where the front line of our team is, and he's behind bushes and he's walking towards where the enemy are? Why could he possibly be doing this? Maybe he's a friendly. Okay, well, I'm not going to shoot him yet. I'm just going to wait to see what happens. Because, you know, I'm the kind of guy where, you know, if you get hit, if you're shooting and somebody hits you, shout hit, and then you kind of like look around, you'll be like, oh, okay, that was a friendly fire hit. Damn it. And then, you know, you still walk out and respawn. Because if you've called hit, then, you know, that's a hit. You've been hit. There was a time though recently, however, though I didn't call hit and walk out, and I've got a very good explanation for this. I was essentially, there was like a cube thing, and I was behind the cube thing looking forward towards where the enemies were, and suddenly I saw an enemy move like in a direction, and I wanted to let the people know behind me where they were. So I then turn around, go to the other side of the box, and I see my teammates, and I'm waving at them going, hey, hello, there's enemies coming from over there. Hello, there's enemies coming from over there. He then proceeds to look at me and then shoot at me. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Now, luckily, the first few shots, like, hit the side of the container. And then I put my hands like this, like, what are you doing? Why are you shooting at me? Wave at him again, and then go like this. And then he carries on shooting at me. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he hits me. And I look down, and I just go look back in, and I'm like, what are you doing? The enemies are over there. I'm on your team. And that was the point where he then realized, oh, sorry about that. And then we kind of got on with our lives. But because this took so long for him to realize what was going on, and I was in this position for ages, it actually allowed an enemy player to come up. And as soon as I went back into my spot where I was looking, literally turn around, walk 3 paces, I got shot like immediately. So I was a bit sad about that. And I was a bit like, oh, come on now. Like, why are you doing that? But yeah, it was just like, it was one of those situations where I was just like, why, how is this happening? I was so confused. I was literally just in the open, waving at the guy, and then pointing over there, waving, pointing. My gun, I didn't even have my gun on me. It wasn't even like attached on like a lanyardy thing or a harness or anything like that. It was on the floor, and I was just waving, pointing like that, and then he just lights me up. I was like, dude, come on now, what are you doing? Now, the whole idea of doing a video based on IDing your targets, I actually took from Mr. Grey Fox, and you may be familiar with him. I've known him in real life. He's a lovely man. We played together a few times, but I came across his Instagram post, and this is his Instagram post where he got lit up by, well, it looks like he got shot like 6 times or so on his back, and he says, what happens when a friendly player comes up behind you? Take the time to ID a non-threatening player or give them a quick burst at 2 to 3 meters. Honestly, my biggest gripe in skirmish is people not IDing their targets when they have all the time in the world to do so, and you know what? I must admit, this is one of the things that does grind my gears as well, because a lot of the time, you know, I'll take the moment to ID someone, and I'll only shoot if I've got like a 100% I know this person is an enemy from either the way that they're behaving, they're trying to shoot at me, or I can see their armband. There was one time though, and I'm very sorry about this, that I remember recently, and that was when I was playing a Milsim event, and legit, I didn't see this person running ahead of me. I'd never see, as far as I was concerned, I was the only person that could have got to that position at the speed that I did, because I was on a car, I jumped out the car, ran forward, and then I was hiding in this spot, you know, and I heard gunfire over the other side, and all of our team were shooting over this ridge to shoot at people, and I was like, you know what? I've got grenades, and this could be fun. So I lit up a grenade, I threw it over, I heard like the bang, I heard somebody shout hit, and then a few moments later, he walked past me and started heading back to our spawn. And I legit felt so bad, but I felt like I'd gone through my regular checks of, you know, thinking to myself about the position, where he was. There wasn't really any cover the other side of the hill as well, so in my head I was just like, it must be an enemy that's ran across the road and was like holding an angle up the hill, up the road, but sadly it wasn't. So that was a time where I felt, you know, really bad. And it kind of like, you know, reinforced to me the importance of IDing enemies. Because if I was him, I would have been pretty pissed off, you know, because I'd purposely legged it super fast. So far that, you know, other people on my team had no idea that I was there because I'd legged it so fast. Kind of similar to when I'm being like a sneaky sniper. I'll take that time to, you know, crawl around and get into a really good spot. And, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I grenaded my teammate. So hopefully the grenade didn't land too close to him and it wasn't like too scary or too bad for him. But yeah, ID your targets. It's one of those things where I think like sites could also do a better job at making sure that people know what team people are on. One of the good suggestions one of my mates had was the red team put all of their armbands on their right arm, red for right, and the blue team, or whatever, or, you know, whatever colours they do, put all of their bands on the left, blue for left. And then that way, if you see someone and they haven't got a band on their right arm, you know they're on the blue team, and vice versa. If you see someone who hasn't got a blue armband on their left arm, you know that they're on the red team. And then that way you don't have to, you know, put armbands on everyone's arms, although when they do say they're going to put it on both arms, I'm happy with that. I'd much rather have more differing qualities than less. And even now when I snipe, I'm a little bit here and there depending on how I'm going to be playing. If I'm going to be playing more of an active sniper role, I'll rather it be on my arm. I'll have it on this arm here. And if I'm doing more of a sneaky sniper role, I'll rather it be on my leg, just because then I can hide it a little bit more and keep myself in the bit of the undergrowth. I think that ultimately though, if people just kind of like take a moment, get their finger off the trigger, and they look and they take a few moments just to think about what people are doing, why they're there, where they're looking, things like that, then ultimately it's going to cause a lot less friendly fire hits. And, you know, it is quite frustrating when you get friendly fired hit. Although, to be fair, I will say, in the situation that I talked about earlier, when the guy on my team shot me, I feel like that was fine not to call, because, you know, I was literally waving at him, and then, you know, nothing was really gone there. But let me know in the comments if you think that I should have taken that anyway. I feel like, you know, it's okay not to, but yeah, let me know what you think. That's the only time I'd be like, yeah, that's probably okay for you not to call it, because you're you're literally just waving at a teammate and then they've decided to shoot you. So, you know, let me know. The other time as well is when you're like, you know, you're waving at a friend and they're at the top of the hill and then they shoot you in your dick. And yeah, I don't feel like you need to call that. But Matt, don't do that again, because that was mean, and I didn't like that. So yeah, please don't do that again. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching. Huge shout out to all my wonderful patrons for supporting the channel month on month. You're beautiful, wonderful people, and yeah, I love you very much. We'll be doing the giveaway very soon, actually, in probably about a week's time today. So roughly about that, maybe Monday. 30 days, have September, April, June, and November. Yes, 30 days, 7 plus that, 25. So yeah, pretty much Monday, today, next week, or the Tuesday, we will be doing our monthly giveaway for the Patreon. So if you want to get on that, join the Patreon. Link is below in the description, and you may walk away with some fun Airsofty goodies from that little giveaway. Yes, lovely. Also, shout out Project Airsoft. Check out Project Airsoft. Links in the description. We've released loads of new things as well, including these quite nifty Mark 23 M4 pouch holsters. So if you want to hold some Mark 23 magazines in your M4 pouches, you can use these to do that. This is a spacer which you push down there and you put in the bottom there just like that. So if you did want to, you know, have your magazine stick up more, you can do that. So that is very cool. And there's other stuff as well. I'm surrounded by bits, but you know, go check out the website. You can see them all on there. And yeah, let me know if there's any on there that you like or anything you would like to see. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching. Remember to call your hits, unless it's your friend shooting you in your dick, of course, or you're waving at a teammate and then they shoot you and then you like understand what's going on and everything's okay. I think that's fine. Every other hit though, you should call. Remember to call all the other hits, and I will see you in the next one.